so that your franchise would have a less of a chance of getting a better asset at some other position or even a quarterback the following year. So I thought that was a major mistake. I don't know. Would Phil Simms have played, Jeff?
In a meaningless game? Probably not. Yeah. Probably not, but he did have comments about the wonderful Matthew Stafford. And do you have the comments or you want me to read them? Because I have them up.
You can read them.
Oh, thank you, Stoney. I mean, nothing makes me happy.
I know.
Yes. But Phil Simms, of course, talked to Carlos Monarrez, our good buddy. And he was talking about Matthew Stafford. And I actually read these over the weekend. And they got me fired up a little bit because one part of it is actually but let me just read this to you, okay? There you go. Some of it I agree with, some of it I don't. But here we go. Phil Simms says the following. Matt Stafford's talent is up there with almost anybody that's ever played quarterback. That's it, period. I think we're all good with that.
Yeah, talent, absolutely.
All right? Goes on to say the following. I'm just going to be honest. I hope they get rid of him. Talking about the Lions. I hope he lands with a really good team and he's going to lead them to the Super Bowl. That's what I hope. I really do for him. Your thoughts on that from the comments?
Well, there are people. I have a good friend who you know, who is a Stafford suck-up to a certain extent, because he believes that, well, he'll never call him a great quarterback. He just thinks the reason Stafford hasn't won a playoff game and the futility is all because of what's around him.
Right, the Lions.
Meaning coaches, meaning no defense, no running game, the whole deal. And I just said, look, I think Stafford's good, but he's part of the problem. And my friend just says he's not part of the problem. So my friend's basically, his whole new thing is emancipate Stafford.
I want to see it. Like, I agree with Phil Simms on the first comment. I agree with Phil Simms on this one. I want to see if Matt Stafford can win with a different organization so that we all can step up and say we were right or wrong. Like, we never get so many questions in sports answered. The one question I want answered so bad. Could Stafford do it elsewhere? Could he rise to the occasion in a big moment? Or has it truly been the organization that has kept him back? So I agree with that. But here you go. Here's more. And this is where it gets personal. You ready, Stoney?
Mm-hmm.
All right. Here we go. If you go out and talk to the local radio host, Jeff Reader or Mike Stone, or people like ESPN or Fox or wherever these shows are all on, they'll say, oh, Matt Stafford is just okay. They've never done anything with him there. Simms goes on to say, no kidding, wow, you're great at your job there, big guy. It's annoying, it's frustrating that he's painted this way, but it's not everybody. People that actually know anything about football realize what a special talent he is, and I want to see him get a chance.
Why doesn't Phil Simms ask his partner across the table from him on the pregame show, Boomer Esiason or Rich Gannon?
Right. Yeah, both men who trashed Matt Stafford at some point or another. One on Mike's show a couple years ago. Right. Yeah, said he was not a leader. He said he was a political leader or something like that. Not a locker room leader, but I forget his...
right, exactly.
I forget exactly the term he used. I think it was locker room lawyer. Oh, there you go, Greg. You're right about that. That's right, the locker room lawyer. Yes, and that not the McConaughey movie. That was Lincoln.
Look, it's interesting because we get to see every Matthew Stafford game, every Matthew Stafford snap, and people like Phil Simms, although, he looks at, the coaches' tapes that we don't get to see. So he'll see things where, oh my God, he threw an interception, but really the receiver broke the wrong, whatever. He sees, but he doesn't watch usually every single game of Matthew Stafford. I agree. Stafford is a talent. I think he's a good quarterback. They always have. But I don't care what organization you play for. I don't care the talent around you. When you are a guy in this league for as long as you have been, you cannot make some of the mistakes that he makes that are not just physical, that are mental mistakes that we saw earlier in this season. Taking bad sacks and 3 pick sixes, veterans should not be doing that, and that's what frustrates everybody. Look, as far as this town goes, I think 95 to 98% of the people really like Matthew Stafford. I like him a lot.
He's a nice guy.
He's a good guy. Yeah, okay, so was he a little dull press conference? Who cares? He loves the community, and great. But is he a great quarterback? No, he's good.
Yeah, but so the problem is he's going to go down as Mr. Tough Guy, which is fine. I mean, you need to be durable. You need to be tough. It's a great asset to have. And I give all the credit in the world to Matt Stafford that he played yesterday. I got no issue with it. The point is, as your buddy refuses to say, it's been 12 years. This is on Stafford, too.
Right.
And I don't even care about blaming Stafford. I just want to move on. It's over. It's done. I mean, how many GMs you're going to give this guy? How many coaches you're going to give this guy? Take a guess what quarterback coach this will be if Stafford is on the team next year. Go ahead, take a guess.
I think it's 7.
7! I mean, he could be defined as a durable, tough guy that's also a coach killer. So, enough is enough. Let's move on.
Our telephone number, 248-539-9797. That is also the number, for the ticket text. Get all choked up. We'll take more of your calls on that. Also, the college football playoff after the weekend. It's all set. Did they get it right? 97 on the...
Hey, I've got some great news for anyone who's been feeling, a little self-conscious about their hair loss. Michigan's #1 hair restoration specialist, Dr. Berkowitz from Michigan Hair Restoration, has this amazing limited time offer specifically for 97.1 The Ticket listeners. So get this, for a limited time, when you call Michigan Hair Restoration and you mention 97.1, you'll actually receive $1,000 off, $1,000 off, plus 0% financing on your hair restoration procedure. I mean, this is really a deal that you don't want to miss. And Dr. B, he has over 25 years of experience, and he can help you look younger and feel more confident with the most advanced hair restoration techniques available. And remember, you don't always need a hair transplant. There's no cookie-cutter procedure. Dr. B is going to work with you. He's going to find exactly what you need to help you feel more confident. If you want to take a look at Dr. B's one-of-a-kind neograft transplant, or maybe you just want some more information on hair loss and restoration in general, you can go download his book, No Hair, that's KNOW Hair, anytime at MichiganHairRestoration.com. And if you're ready for your in-person appointment, I'm telling you, you don't need to be worried about COVID because he and his staff are taking extreme precautions to make sure his offices are clean and safe. Now remember, today is a great day to start feeling more confident. So go to MichiganHairRestoration.com, tell them I sent you, and get your in-person consultation scheduled today.
97.1 The Ticket. Traffic.
From the WWJ AM 950 Traffic Center, road projects continue. That includes the 94 eastbound entrance ramp at Shane East Grand Boulevard, where there's a closure until March. Periodic right lane closures can be expected each day through Wednesday on Randolph Street, heading northbound between Fort Street and Lafayette. And then in Allen Park, there's a closure until further notice on Allen Road, both directions south of Ava Drive. I'm Michelle Pena with traffic.
Text the ticket using the same number you used to call the ticket. Ticket text 248-539-9797.
This Radio.com Sports Minute is brought to you by Taylor Chevrolet. This is Omar Asias with the Radio.com Sports Minute. New York sports fans were yesterday's biggest losers. The Giants minus Daniel Jones could have regained the NFC East lead. Instead, it laid an egg against Cleveland. Earlier, the Jets, who flew to Los Angeles winless and a 17.5-point underdogs against the first-place Rams, did the unthinkable. They actually pulled off a 23-20 upset. 10 days after Sean McVay was outcoached by Bill Belichick, he was stupefyingly outcoached by Adam Lying lame duck Gase. And while the Jets players and coaches are thrilled to avoid the stigma of a seemingly inevitable 0-16 finish, the practical implications of this untimely victory could set the franchise back for another decade. That's because gangrene seeded the race to the bottom to Jacksonville. For Jets fans, it could be goodbye Trevor Lawrence, hello Penei Sewell. Sewell is a 6'6", 325-pound offensive tackle from Oregon who could be a perfect bookend to Mekhi Becton. I'm Boomer Esiason.
Get fast-acting sore throat relief now in VapoCool Drops Honey Lemon Chill flavor. The only honey lemon drops with max strength and made with real honey for fast-acting sore throat relief. VapoCool Drops Honey Lemon Chill flavor starts working in seconds. Now VapoCool Drops in the flavor you love, Honey Lemon Chill. Make sure your family's prepared for cold and flu season. Get VapoCool Drops on your next grocery store trip. Also available from online retailers. VapoCool Drops Honey Lemon Chill flavor.
Attorney CPA Joe Cordell.
You hear the phrase a lot this time of year, happy holidays. But holidays are not always happy, particularly for guys grappling with a divorce that they didn't choose. These men need more than the help of a good lawyer. They need the hope and encouragement of a good friend.
Contact Cordell & Cordell to schedule an appointment with one of our firm's Detroit area attorneys, a partner men can count on. Online at CordellCordell.com. That's CordellCordell.com. Offices in Troy and Ann Arbor.
Have bad credit? Need a new ride? Taylor Chevrolet has an easy solution. Check out helpgetalone.com. With guaranteed acceptance of all credit applications, you can apply now for an instant loan pre-approvals. Our experts are online and ready to assist you. Taylor Chevrolet is the dealership to go to if you've ever had a repossession, bankruptcy, or just poor credit and want a newer pre-owned car or truck. Securing loans for people with bad credit is Taylor's expertise, regardless of your credit score. Apply now at helpgetalone.com.
It's always showtime at the BetMGM Sports Lounge inside MGM Grand Detroit. Make your real money sports wagers at the live betting window or any one of the easy-to-use self-service kiosks. Then relax in a plush seating and watch the games on over 60 HD TVs while you enjoy a huge selection of local craft beers and signature cocktails. The BetMGM Sports Lounge invites you to enjoy yourself 7 days a week with 3 VIP sections, video poker, and more. No matter what your favorite sport is, every game means something more at BetMGM Sports Lounge at MGM Grand Detroit. So pull up a chair, grab a drink, and turn mid-plays into paydays in a sports fan's paradise. The BetMGM Sports Lounge at the MGM Grand Detroit. There's no better place in Michigan to watch and wager on Sunday football, postseason action, golf tournaments, and much more. Stop in anytime and discover why BetMGM is the king of sportsbooks. Only 21 or older.
Help Mother Waddles to help those in need by donating your car. Your car donation to Mother Waddles will provide food and shelter to the poorest of the poor. Call Mother Waddles today and change a life. Call 313-WADDLES.
Parents, do you want to save your child's life? 97.1 The Ticket Student Heart Check can help. Make the time to have your child checked. Contact the Ernst Cardiovascular Center at Beaumont Hospital in Royal Oak. Learn more at 971theticket.com.
A station where your opinion matters.
First snap to go here on third and goal. Goes through his hands to the end zone. It's caught. Marvin Jones for the touchdown. And what an opening drive orchestrated by Matthew Stafford.
Could be the last road game for Stafford and Marvin Jones as a Detroit Lion. Because Jones is a free agent, and we don't know where Stafford's going to end up. Will he be here? Will he be in Denver? Will he be in San Francisco? Where will he be?
New England,
New England's a
Chicago, New Orleans.
I don't know about Breeze. Well, you never know. Breeze is... They got the great Taysom Hill.
They do have the Taysom Hill. I'm just saying, like, for all the people that say you could not get a first-round pick for Stafford, I mean, it's going to be a late first-round pick, but there's a lot of decent teams that probably believe Stafford could put them over the top.
Mm-hmm. And then, look, if I'm the Lions, I can get a first-rounder for him. New regime, you assume, once it's completely start fresh. By the way, speaking of which, I just hope people realize no matter who the GM is, no matter who the coach is, it's not that it's really good around here now. As we know, it's going to be ugly for them. Because they got to gut everything. And not that there's that much to gut, especially on defense. But some of their good offensive players may be gone too because of free agents, like Marvin Jones. Anyway, you have some ticket texts, Mr. Williams.
Oh, do I, Stone? Do I? Here we go. These are all positive, and they're really inspirational for a Monday morning before Christmas. Here we go. Greg from Allen Park says the following. Rieger, I hope he gets traded, wins his first year with the new team. You're so negative. I agree with Stoney. He makes dumb mistakes a veteran would not do. I want him to win a ring and shut up the local people.
I want him to win a ring here. I don't think that's going to happen.
Yeah, I mean, listen, we will find out once and for all. If he goes elsewhere and chokes in a big-time situation, then morons like me get to say told you. If he goes out and wins a Super Bowl, then I'll say I was wrong. Here's a couple more for you. Howie Long praised Stafford 3 Lions Sundays ago. The other host agrees. He's the best Lion on the field yesterday. That's been in Clarkston. Jeff, we painted Stafford into a corner. I really believe that he should not have played, but if he doesn't play, we say that he can't finish the season for the third year in a row. That's from Sean. I don't think anybody would say that. I don't.
No.
I mean, I think most people would be like, okay, he's got banged up ribs. There's no reason to play. I mean, sit him. Lose the game. Improve your draft stock.
Exactly. He's going to play. I assume he's going to at least start this week against, because I'm sure he wants to play against Brady on Saturday. And so you assume they're going to lose that game. Well, like Tampa played most of that game yesterday. You never know.
I mean, yeah, they're going to lose.
They're going to lose that. And it's going to come down to Minnesota. And, the Vikings, I don't know, that's going to be an interesting decision that Rick Spielman's going to have to make. How long do you stay with Mike Zimmer? Because I don't think they're making the playoffs.
Well, no,
That's going to be a scary game as far as draft goes, because the Vikings, unfortunately, because they lost yesterday, the Bears probably will have nothing to play for.
I don't disagree, but they're still in it as of now. So if they win come next week, then
who do they play this week?
I don't have that in front of me. I can find out for you. But no, I mean, listen, I hate playing this game. It's like every year. Oh, we want them to lose this game. We want them to lose that game. Stoney, you are right about one thing. Next year, it's going to be rebuild city.
Yep.
So that means that the Pistons, rebuilding. The Tigers, still rebuilding. The Lions, rebuilding. And the Red Wings, despite Yzerman doing a nice job of at least overhauling like a third of the roster.
Yeah, they're rebuilding.
They're rebuilding. Detroit is rebuilding, baby. Like every freaking team.
Yes, rebuild city. Yes.
Oh, God.
Well, the whole city should be sponsored by Lowe's or Home Depot. Just rebuild it.
I like that. Or Ace. Ace is the place.
Exactly. Saturday, you had a lot of conference championship games. Actually, there was one on Friday night with the Oregon USC game. So the college football playoff was announced yesterday in like a 4-hour extravaganza. At least they didn't have to wait too long to get who was in the playoff when they did the whole top 25. And I guess as expected, Alabama 1, Clemson 2, Ohio State 3, Notre Dame 4. And I was going back and forth between Notre Dame and Texas A&M. Now Notre Dame is 10-1. They did beat Clemson at home in multiple overtimes without Trevor Lawrence and a couple of Clemson's best defensive players. Texas A&M, their best win was against Florida. They lost to Alabama. When Alabama wasn't full strength, Waddle was still on the team right there before he got hurt. They lost by, 24, 28 points. And with all due respect, they do play in a better conference, but Texas A&M, I think they only beat 2 teams that had an above 500 record. Notre Dame did have better wins. They beat North Carolina on the road. I believe they beat Miami. I think they played. So, I think they played Miami. Of course, like I mentioned, the Clemson game. But they looked so bad against the real Clemson team on Saturday. I would have had no problem picking Texas A&M. The biggest problem, and so it's going to be, once again, Alabama against Notre Dame, and Clemson against Ohio State, which is a good rematch. Look, there are people who didn't think Ohio State should get in because they only played 6 games. For a while, it looked like, oh man, they were struggling against Northwestern. So, we'll get into
22 guys, by the way, including their stud